want you to take a moment and think about the thing that's most important to you in your life. Now, raise your hand if the thing you're thinking about, the thing you hold nearest and dearest to your heart, is your job. We've got one. If you're like me, you probably enjoy what you do for a living. You may even love your job. But you can also probably think of about 100 other things you'd rather do with your time. So why do so many of us work a typical work week and then come home and work more? Why are we giving up our precious spare moments for our job? This topic of work-life balance has been top of mind for me lately because of my home life. My wife has been in her job about 3 years. In that time, she's had 4 or 5 different supervisors. And the turnover in her department is just ridiculous. It's gotten to the point where people leave and they don't replace them. And a lot of these people are leaving because they don't hire enough people to do the work. She's now working on average 14 hours a day and still falling further and further behind in her work. She dreads going to work in the morning. She's exhausted all the time. And she's starting to develop an ulcer. Her job is making her physically ill. Emotionally, it kills her knowing that she's at home working when she could be spending time with the kids who are just 20 feet away. Yet she continues to do a job that she hates for people that treat her like shit. Look, nobody is going to balance your life for you. Your company, your job, they don't care about you. You're a cog in their machine. But my job lets me wear jeans on Friday. My job lets me work flexible hours. We get free coffee at my work. These are small things that your job does to appease you because keeping employees is a hell of a lot cheaper than hiring new ones. Do you have a health center at your work? That's not there for your health. That's there because it lowers your company's health insurance costs. Do you have on-site daycare? Do you have a cafeteria in your building? Those are designed to keep you in the building longer. Does your employer let you roll over some of your vacation from year to year? Who do you think that benefits? Think about your 401k. How long does it take to fully vest? 5 years? More? They're extorting you to stay in your job longer. So why do you think these people are going to be in charge of balancing your work life? Only you can do that. Back to the question I asked at the beginning. For me, the answer is my kids are the most important thing to me. Yet, far too often, I would find myself coming home, firing up my laptop, and working some more when I could be spending time with them. And I realize I don't have a lot of time left before they understand that I'm not as cool as they think I am. So why wouldn't I maximize the time that I have with them now? About 18 months ago, I realized that there was a big hole in the market that Black & Veatch was missing. So I set out to solve that problem. And I worked in my off time to examine the market, to work through models and their associated risks. I developed a business plan, and then I got approval from division management, legal, compliance, finance, and finally presented to our executive committee and got approval to launch a new service offering. And with that new service offering, I was focused on its success, so I was spending all of my time developing it, and I started to make progress. I got a few wins, started to build up a pipeline. Other business lines were coming to me, asking me how they could leverage what I had built. My supervisor was thrilled. He was pushing for me to get a promotion. Then a month ago, I got an IM from his boss, asking me to stop by for a chat. So I thought, all right, this is it, I'm getting my promotion. So I headed upstairs. 15 minutes later, I was being escorted out of the building after having been laid off. 40 of us were laid off that day. Not because of anything we did, but because another business line was having a bad year. They didn't even allow me to go back to my desk. So I had spent the last 18 months working evenings, weekends, when I could have been spending time with my family, and all I have to show for it is 6 weeks severance. The thing is, I should have recognized that the company truly didn't care about its employees a long time ago. About a year after I started, we had a new guy join our group named Jeff. And Jeff was this big, strong, young guy, eager to impress. He worked out regularly. He was president of a rowing club, played golf all the time, really great shape. His problem was that he couldn't say no. So if somebody asked him for something, he'd do what he could for them. And that led to him working longer and longer hours. Now, people noticed, and Jeff ended up getting a promotion shortly after I left the group. And with that came more responsibility and longer hours. And I hadn't visited my old area for a couple months when I decided to pay Jeff a visit. When I got to his office, what I found shocked me. Jeff had put on at least 100 pounds. He had stopped working out. He wasn't playing golf anymore. He had stepped back from his rowing club. He was working so late that he just ate junk all the time. He started every day with a big Mountain Dew, the biggest he could find. He was visibly depressed and stressed out, and nobody had said anything to him. Nobody had said you need to take better care of yourself. Nobody had said you need to pull back from work. Nothing. And I feel guilty that I didn't say anything that day, because next month marks the 2-year anniversary of Jeff's suicide. He went from an eager, enthusiastic young employee to literally working himself to death in a span of 4 years. The company didn't even bother to mention him on our internal website. So ask yourself, are any of you headed down one of these paths? When you come home and fire up your laptop after work, what are you missing out on? Do you really want to look back at your time and regret not spending more time with your family or doing the things that you love? Do you really think your company would choose you over profits? What I want you to do, what I challenge all of you to do this month of December, pay attention to your work-life balance. If you work late or come home and fire up your laptop, take note of what you're not doing. Be cognizant of the things you're neglecting because of work. If you take on extra work, is it something that needed to be done that day? Could it avoid it? Did it need to be done at all? And then when time comes for your New Year's resolution, think about that and do something, anything, to regain just a little bit of your life balance. Maybe you take your work email off of your phone. Maybe you stop bringing your laptop home one evening a week. Just something. Because the health of your health and the happiness of your family and the people around you depends on it. Thanks.